What we're doing here is using the application lens to look closely at certain religious concepts and seeing what their impact is. This concept is having a bad impact. It's making me afraid of God. I feel like I can't live up to these standards. One false move and he's going to throw me into eternal torment. Or if I feel that I've found the way to get on God's good side, and then it makes me turn on other people. You're doing it wrong. God's going to get vengeance on you.
Hey, looking through both the love lens and the application lens, I can see the problem. The love flow is blocked. Those words have turned into a false idea. You've got to remove that blockage.
Wow, he's right. It really helps to look from a general perspective of God being love itself, and then also looking at what happens when an idea is used in life. Looking from a perspective of higher love is always the best guide, but looking from a perspective that's limited and literal actually blocks the truth. The people who gain light from the word are those with heavenly kinds of love, because such love embraces heavenly truth, soaks it up like a sponge, and spontaneously unites with it, like soul and body. The people who are blind, on the other hand, are those with worldly kinds of love, because such love embraces falsity, soaks it up like a sponge, and spontaneously unites with it. So to become governed by heavenly love, we have to recognize and turn away from what I would call worldly or lower ego feelings that want benefit for the self, but not benefit for others. An attitude that we see ourselves as more entitled to compassion than someone else is a breeding ground for harsh judgment towards others, which in turn feeds the view of a harsh, judgmental God. When picking principles to live by, let's say it's a life theology or philosophy, we've got to ask, how is this part of loving God and loving others? What can support the long-term benefit for everyone? Whoa, look at how bringing love into the words changed everything. With love, I can understand it as God clearly sees what's going on. That changes the impact. Now I'm seeing God as someone who really wants to help me and who can make wise judgment calls about what's healthy for me and how I can be helped and healed, and that's somebody that I want to turn to with my problems. And that also changes my view of other people and their problems. If God wants to help them and I'm trying to follow God, then I should want to help them rather than condemn them. To live a life of truth and goodness takes trial and error. We gotta do and then learn from our mistakes. But if we're willing to set higher love as our goal and pay attention to the impact of the ideas we do choose, then we're gonna get more and more guidance along the way. Because our understanding of truth will gradually mature, and then our will for heavenly goodness will grow. And in every situation, we can ask ourselves, what's really going on? What would a loving God want? And how can I help things get better for all involved? For general guidance about getting started with different kinds of situations, check out our show, How to Love.